Hi everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel, John here, and in today's video I'm going to tell you a bit of a story about how I almost got myself deported from the United States of America. So excuse my little vest, I'm wearing a vest today because there is a really important part of the story and you're going to have to imagine me in a vest for the story, and I thought what better way to imagine me in a vest than for me to wear a vest whilst telling the story. So this story happened a couple of years ago. I was visiting my mother and father-in-law in Arizona, and I have all the other times I've been to America, gotten on a plane from Edinburgh via London and then changed over at JFK in New York. So I got my plane in Edinburgh, no problem at all. I got my plane in London, absolutely fine. And I arrived at JFK Airport in New York. I had all my luggage with me. At that time I worked for Avon Cosmetics. So I had my company laptop with me. I had my laptop in it because I was doing some work whilst I was in the airport lounges and whatever, and I had my hand luggage with me. And if you've ever been to JFK Airport, it's either a total breeze and you get through no problem at all, or it's an absolute nightmare and you wait for ages. And on this particular day, it was a total nightmare. I was waiting in line for such a long time to get through the second part of security. So I had gone through all the visa part in London, I had gotten myself on the plane to the States in London, no problem at all. So normally the second part is just a recheck and then you get to fly on to your final destination, which for me was Phoenix Sky Harbor in Arizona. So I got myself into the security line, and like I say, I had my hand luggage and whatever else, and I'm just waiting, minding my own business with my hoodie over my arm. I was wearing a t-shirt at that particular time rather than a vest, but I was wearing something that had quite short sleeves on it. And I got through security, no problem at all, and I was walking away from the kiosk, and all of a sudden this TSA guy comes up to me and he says, "Could you come with me a second?" And I said, yep, no problem at all. And he said, can you give me your passport? And I said, yeah, that's totally fine, no problem. So off I scooted to a little section at JFK where the guy said, "What's your name?" And I said, "Hey, my name is John." And I gave him my surname at the time. I hadn't been married at that point. And he said, "Where do you live?" And I gave him my address in the UK, obviously. And he said, "Why are you coming to America?" And I explained my husband was already there, his parents lived in America, and I was actually meeting up with them, and I was going to spend some time there. I think that year we might have gone to Universal Studios, I want to say. I think that was the year we went to Universal Studios. So I was going on an extended break anyway. So I had gone there, I was going to stay in Phoenix, and I was then heading off to California. We went to LA, and it was such an amazing trip. So I'm telling them really excitedly, I'm here to see my parents, we're going to Phoenix, we're going to spend a week there, then we're going to California, and we're doing whatever else we were doing. And the guy said, "Interesting." And I was like, "Oh, I thought he was being really nice to me." He's like, "Interesting." And he said, "What do you do for a job?" And I said, "Oh, I work for Avon Cosmetics." And he said, "What exactly do you do?" And I told him my job title. And he said, "How long have you worked there?" And I told him, and he said, "Where is it based? What's your work address?" And I was thinking, this is I've been to the States a lot of times, and I was thinking, this is not normal. Something's going down here. And I said to him, "Do you mind me asking you why you're asking me all these questions? Because at this point, I don't really know. I just thought that you were checking who I was, whatever, and that's important to do. I'm cool with airport security." And he said, "Well, I'm actually really interested in your tattoo." And I was like, "Oh, my tattoo on my arm. It's a sleeve, it's a Japanese design, it's Sayagata with lotus flowers." And I was thinking at this point, oh, this guy is going to pay me real compliments on my tattoo. And he said, "If I look very closely into your tattoo, I can see a swastika." And if you are not familiar with the Sayagata design, I guess that you could be forgiven. You can see lots of swastikas all joined up, and I guess if you're looking at any geometrical design, you're going to somehow come across some symbols or whatever else. However, as you can tell, I'm into Buddhism. I've got lots of Buddha heads all around about me. Sayagata is a huge part of that, and actually the swastika was a symbol of peace long before Hitler took it as a symbol of hate. And I explained that to him. I said, oh, it's a Sayagata design. It is an ancient Japanese design. It's often found in silk. And I decided that I wanted to have it on part of my design on my arm. It's unfinished at the minute. It's still unfinished. This was years ago. It's still unfinished. And as you can see, it's got this little red crisscross and it's got the whatever else. And he said, yeah, but I can see swastikas. And I said, okay, I hear what you're saying, and I hear that you're saying that you can see swastikas. However, I guess there are swastikas in there. If you look at anything that's a geometrical design long enough, you probably will find some form of swastika in that design. However, this is a design that's been printed on silk, and traditionally you'll find it in lots of different Japanese artwork. You're going to find it on lots of Japanese silks. You're going to find it in lots of Buddhist designs. I don't really understand why you're stopping me to interview me and ask me a lot of questions about this when I've explained to you it's Sayagata. And he literally said, let me empty your case. So he emptied my suitcase right in front of everybody in this little section that he had taken me to. There were a few people being interviewed for various different reasons. And he started to swab some of my items, and he said, so this is your chance to be really clear with me and be really honest, because I'm not going to let you into the States. I'm not going to let you into our country until you start to tell me the truth. And I said, listen, I don't know what you want me to tell you. This is the design of my tattoo. I'm sorry if it offends you, but actually I'm here to visit my fiance. Paul was my fiance at the time, he wasn't my husband. I'm here to visit my fiance and his family. You can see that I work for Avon Cosmetics. I don't know what you think I do, but the laptop at the time had Avon Cosmetics printed on it. I'm not here to trick you. I am a nice guy. I've worked for a very long time. I happen to really, really like this design. I apologise if you don't like it, and I'm really sorry if it causes you any offence. But it's not meant to be offensive. It's supposed to be a symbol of something that I really like and a design that I really like. I find it in the Buddhist monasteries and temples that I visit, and it is ancient. It is an ancient design. And he said, okay. So he was swabbing everything and he was doing drugs tests and he found nothing, obviously. And he said, so how do you spell this Sayagata? And I explained to him, I told him how to spell it. And he literally pulled up Google on his his screen with all my information on it. And he typed in Sayagata, and obviously all these designs popped up. And he said, oh, that looks like a swastika, that looks like a swastika, that. But this is a fishy. He said this to me. This is a bit fishy. I don't understand what's going on. And I said, I've explained to you the design. I've told you where I work. I've not displayed any reason for you to think that I'm a suspicious guy. I've been to the States before. I'll come to the States again. I'm hoping you're going to let me in this time. And you have no reason whatsoever to be suspicious of me. And actually, I'm really concerned now. At this stage, I'm going to miss my flight to Arizona. Can we just make a decision on what's going on here? Because obviously the decision wasn't mine. If this TSA guy's not letting me into the country, what can I do? I cannot do a single thing. So I was shitting myself. Really, really scared. I was getting upset. I was getting worried. I was thinking I'm not going to see my mother and father-in-law. I'm not going to see Paul on this amazing holiday we've planned. We've got Universal Studios. And I'm still so excited about catching up with family and everything else that we've got there. And I'm stood in JFK Airport absolutely, totally helpless because of my tattoo sleeve, thinking, what the fuck have I done? Why did I choose this design? I didn't think it was going to cause me any issues. I wouldn't have worn a short sleeve top if I thought I was going to be taken into some form of custody area to be questioned. I'm really worried about getting all my stuff back in my case. If you've ever seen White Chicks, that's how I pack. So I was worried that I was going to get all my stuff back in my case so that I could get through the gate and get on this next plane. And he said, I'm going to have to talk to my boss about you. So he went away and he spoke to his boss and he came back and he said, there's still something not right. Tell me your address again. And I said, I live in my street name, Aberdeen. And he said, where in Germany is that? And I said, just Germany. I'm not from Germany. I'm from Scotland. And he said, but you have a German passport? And I said, that's a UK passport. GBR means Great Britain. I don't have a German passport. This is a UK passport. And he said, GBR. Oh. So you're not just from the German flight? And I said, I'm not from the German flight. I'm from Scotland. I have a Scottish accent. I'm speaking English to you. I've just got off the flight from London Heathrow and I'm heading to Arizona. And he went, well, this is very peculiar. I'm very sorry to have taken up so much of your time. And literally, he packed my shit right in front of me. I kid you not, this truly happened. He packed my shit right in front of me, packed everything up and said, you're free to go, have a nice trip. I was like, what the hell just happened? This guy at TSA literally thinks that we're in 1945. He thinks that people from Germany are actually potentially going to be Nazis. He thinks that the swastika is somehow some kind of evil symbol. And he thinks that any geometrical design that looks like a swastika, I guess he was doing his job, right? Fair dues to him. However, he managed to make me totally shit myself in the airport. He frightened the life out of me. He made me think I was being deported from America. Every time I go to America, and if you've ever been to Arizona, man, it's like the desert. It's hotter than the sun. I wear, I kid you not, a roll neck going into Arizona, and I do not take that roll neck off until I hit my parent-in-law's house in Arizona. I'm not joking. I travel fully clothed. I don't let anybody see any tattoos. I feel really self-conscious about it now. However, when I'm in America, I have to say, I take my sleeves off, I'm wearing my vest exactly how I am now. Nobody has ever said a single thing about it. Nobody's ever said that, oh my God, you look like you're covered in swastikas, or you're from Germany, or you're a Nazi, or whatever else. Nobody has ever said that, but this TSA guy at JFK Airport. If you watch this, I'm sorry if I caused you any offence. If my tattoo does cause you offence, please understand it's on my skin. It's not supposed to cause you offence. You don't have to like it. There are far more offensive tattoos out there, I can assure you, than my little design that I've got in my arm. So that is my story, guys, of how I thought I was going to be turfed out of America and never welcome back. The great news is I managed to get my flight. I had such a blast at Universal Studios. We went to Hollywood, we did some LA, and we went down the coast of California, went to La Jolla, and it was amazing. So, I think we went to San Diego that time as well. But anyway, I digress. It was such a cool trip. Almost tiny chance that I wasn't going to be there. I was going to be kicked back in the next flight back to bloody Germany. I don't even live there. And yeah, that's my story of how I almost got deported from America. If you like this story time, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and my social media links are down below. Please feel free to hit me up on Snapchat, Twitter, or Instagram, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!